Today's Thursday, June 22nd, 2022, and we're here for a work session today. And as always, we're going to start with the Pledge of Allegiance. And Bob, can you please say please?
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Bob. We just have one announcement today. As a reminder to our residents and businesses, anyone who is interested, the 2022 State of the Town Address will take place on Wednesday, June 29th at 6 p.m. during the Tri-Club meeting sponsored by the Riverhead Kiwanis, the Riverhead Rotary, the Riverhead Lions Clubs at the Sea Star Ballroom. Registration is a must. You must register. So if you're interested, please take a moment and visit the town website. You will find the link there, or you can call Kim Judge at the Rotary at 631-727-3017 for registration information. And we're going to move on now towards our first discussion, and I'm going to invite our Chief of Police, David Hagemiller, to come forward and discuss the May crime report. Chief? Good morning, Chief.
Morning, Chief.
How is everybody?
Good morning.
Fine.
Okay, hopefully everybody has it. I emailed it out
Yes, we do.
last week, I think, Frank.
Yes.
So everything looks good. Big numbers, though. So everything's up. Calls received, domestic incidents, motor vehicle accidents, summonses way up, almost double from last year.
Well, you had Buckle Up New York, right?
Right.
Do you know?
That was done too. Arraignments, arrests, criminal incidents status quo basically, but we are down 2, so.
We'll take that,
Yeah,
Chief.
we'll take it for sure. And revenue's down, but that's just based on the billing cycle, so.
And we also have the uniform crime.
Yep, so looking at that looks real good. So our violent crime, there was no change, same as last year. Our property crime is way down though. So we went from 42 down to 24, which represents a 43% decrease.
That's very drastic.
Yeah.
I don't see that happening anywhere else
Right.
in Suffolk County, so that's good to hear.
Yep.
Getting
Basically,
an echo. I'm sorry, we're getting a little bit of an echo here, Larry.
I think everything else is good. We had one fatal overdose last month, and only one Narcan use last month, so
Chief,
that's down.
I have a question. How many people are being arrested for robbery and then go right back out and rob again and get arrested again?
I don't have that specific detail, but if you look at the arrests, so we had 78 arrests this year in May. We held 39 people over for arraignment.
Okay.
Unfortunately, there are instances where some people are arrested and released within a couple hours, and they go back, and we've had instances where
Yeah.
people have been arrested 3 times on the same day.
Right, we have. We've had it with
Thanks for bail reform.
them being arrested here, going over to Southampton, and then being arrested over there. So,
Well, good. We have to thank the governor for that. Thank you, Governor.
Yes?
I hear there might be some changes on the horizon as far as that's concerned, but I haven't seen anything yet.
There's
so.
been a lot of talk, but
Right.
this has to go into legislation before we believe it.
Right.
And that there's got to be hearings, and you got to change legislation. So I don't see it happening in the summer months into the falls when you have most of the crimes throughout the nation. So nothing's going to happen before this wave concludes. That's it.
That's it? We're good?
All right, Chief.
Okay.
Thank you.
We're good.
With the high cost of fuel, are we switching over to motorcycles?
Electric
them on the
cars.
Scooters.
All right.
Yeah, bicycles.
Have you, what, have
We
you
still have bike patrol or no?
We do.
We do. I haven't seen anybody on a bike.
Yeah, so that basically, off-season, no, but now that the summer's here, we'll be out there, so.
Some just got certified, right?
Yeah, they have the availability to take it anytime basically they want to, and
It was a
that's
good
just,
look.
that's your
It sure
foot
is.
sectors downtown. that
Yeah,
you see it,
yeah.
so.
Good look having them around.
On the fuels cost, have you noticed a major increase?
In fuel?
Yeah.
I could just quote what the highway superintendent said this morning, and he said he saw a 70% increase in fuel, so,
That's what
Yeah.
that's where I was going, because I spoke to him. That's huge.
huge, right.
But that's just not just highway department, because you run in the municipal garage, so that's all the town vehicles that
Yeah.
are coming in.
Yeah,
That's
so
a
that
big
could,
dollar
then that
figure.
covers us too, so.
Yeah.
It's
70%, okay.
a lot of money.
Motorcycles.
Motorcycles, me first.
Yes.
I don't see you in a motorcycle, chief, but,
No?
okay. No.
Back in the day, I had
I see you riding in the little sidecar on the side of it.
With a dog next to him.
With the dog with the aviator
Next- yeah,
glasses
right.
and the helmet on.
That was Tim Hubbard.
All right, that was a pretty good laugh. Okay, moving forward to our next item today, I'm going to invite our planner, Greg Berman, one of our esteemed planners, and he's doing a great job. Yes, Greg, you're doing a great job.
That's why I wore the tie today.
Yeah, is that what it is? You knew it was coming, huh? So he's here to discuss an update on 205 Osborne Avenue, a site plan application, and good morning, Greg.
Good morning, thank you. We do have Chris Kent from Farrell Fritz, as well as Noel
Okay.
Rogers, the project architect, if the board has any questions. So this is just a real quick update on the project, pretty narrow in scope to get the board's pulse. Just to refresh your memory, this is a site plan application for 205 Osborne Avenue, which is on the northwest corner of Court Street and Osborne Avenue. The site plan proposes a 50-foot tall mixed-use building, which includes ground floor office and conference room space and amenities for residents of the upper floor apartments. There are a total of 37 residential apartments on floors 2 through 5, consisting of 3 studio apartments, 24 one-bedroom and 10 two-bedroom units. This is the first project that came before the town board under the Railroad Avenue Urban Renewal Area Overlay District.
Okay.
When this project was initially presented to the board back in June of last year, my initial staff report had identified the existing vegetative buffers on both the western property boundary and the northern property boundary. The applicant has revised their survey, and as I had kind of thought, on that western property boundary, there were 3 of those large caliper mature trees that are actually on the subject property on the 205 Osborne Avenue parcel. Those can be seen in Figure 1 on page 2 of the staff report. At that time, it was recommended that the trees remain as they served a pretty effective buffer between the property and the library. However, based on the proposed improvements and construction in that area, which includes curbing, landscaping, and lighting improvements, it proved very difficult for those trees to remain as is. So the applicant has requested approval to remove 3 of those existing trees, which they are shown on the updated survey, and I did highlight them for you so you could easily identify them. I did recommend that they go and speak to the library, just to make sure the library is all right with it, it's the visual buffer between the library property. They did get approval and authorization and acknowledgement from the Riverhead Free Library Director that they are aware of the proposed tree removals of the 3 trees. And they are proposing to replant that area with 6 emerald green arborvitaes, which would be planted at a height of 8 to 10 feet. So it would serve to provide some immediate screening for that area. So that's the first area of that they would be addressing, and as well as the northern property boundary. In Figure 2 on page 2 of my staff report, there is an existing vegetative buffer on the northern property boundary, which is located entirely on the library's property. The applicant is proposing to remove that and replace it with, I believe, 17 emerald green arborvitaes, again at a height of 8 to 10 feet. The applicant is trying to get negotiations with the library to get their authorization to remove that buffer because it is on the library's property. The quality of the buffer, it's green, it's somewhat effective, but it could be spruced up and they could improve it, so.
It's overgrown, it's.
Yeah.
Yeah, weeds and not really, I mean, again, it does serve a purpose, it is a green buffer, but if they
Yeah.
can, update it, get some nice vegetation in there. So they are currently negotiating with the library, looking for their approval. The town board did grant preliminary approval for this project back in February. There were a number of conditions. We had the public hearing for the expansion of the parking district, which the board held on June 7th. So these are really the last couple of issues. And if the board is okay with the proposed improvements on both the western and northern property, we can move forward with final approval as long as we get authorization from the library for the removal of that northern vegetative buffer.
Okay.
I would just ask, arborvitae's are slow growing, so what's the space between them and like how much of a buffer is it? I mean, so when these new, they're planted and your new buffer is put in place, are you physically screening and you're blocking out as you see here, or is there a 4-foot gap between each one and we're waiting 20 years?
So they are approximately, I mean, based on the scale of the drawings, I'd say they're probably between 6 to 8 feet on center. I mean, again, they are proposed to plant them at a height of 8 to 10 feet. So the height wouldn't necessarily be an issue initially, but, the branching habitat might take a little while to establish.
If they're 8 to 10 feet high, they're going to be basically planted touching to start. And then they'll
Oh,
grow to
okay.
each other.
So they'll be
8 to 10
covered.
feet high is actually, it's a pretty wide tree. So, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of times when we see landscaping plans, they'll propose them like 4 to 6 feet high, so 8 to 10 feet would be a pretty mature plant compared to a lot
A
of.
lot more expensive.
Yeah.
And we did receive the sign-off from the library this morning for the northern
Oh,
boundary.
good, okay.
It's actually going to beautify the area,
It'll look much
It'll be a
much
little more
nicer with the
consistent. It's
arborvitae.
kind of, right now, it's,
all over the place.
This will be purposeful, where what they're now is just kind of wild and
Mhm.
subject to.
we're here for any questions.
I'm fine. Anyone else?
I'm good.
Yeah.
No, as long as so
Glad
they're
that
creating the
building's
new
down.
buffer, they're close together, they're mature trees. I'm good with it.
Thank you. So we are seeking final site plan approval at your next meeting, July
I
7th?
believe it's July 7th. And I can draft up a resolution if the board wants to discuss the conditions. There would be some conditions that would carry over from preliminary. The board was looking for, pre-construction surveys of neighboring properties, similar to what we did at 331, just to ensure there's no damage to neighboring buildings, and a couple other, button-up notes. But if the board's all right, I can prepare a resolution and review it at next week's work session.
I have no problem with that.
Great.
We'll be glad to come to the work session next week.
Sure,
if
do
there are
come.
questions on the final resolution.
Absolutely.
The reason we need to move forward is we're looking to get final IDA approval on July 13th. So we're trying to keep it moving along.
Move as fast
July
as you
11th,
can.
excuse me, July 11th, I take that back. Excuse me?
I said, move as fast as you can.
The building's down, right? One of the,
Yeah,
Yeah, we did demo the building, and I know the town was, looking for us to do that because of the eyesore and the people who were living
Looks
in
better
the
already.
stairwells.
right, yeah, absolutely. The Main Street project is, I had heard, I think it was going to be open for Alive on 25 for tours. Did I hear that correct, or no? No?
John?
Okay.
John is more of the,
We should be ready very shortly with the building. I'm not sure what the Live on 25 is.
It's a Main Street festival, and somebody had said to me that they were going to open up just for quick tours.
Well, when is that exactly?
July 1st.
July 1st is the first one. There's
We
3
should
of
be
them
ready, yeah.
over the,
We should be ready.
cool.
the first
Good
one's on
idea.
Friday?
What's that?
it's on
first one?
Friday
Yes.
this year.
Yeah, they're
All
on
three.
Fridays this
It used
year.
to be
Oh,
Thursdays, yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's better on a Friday night, I think. You'll
Okay.
get more of a draw.
And on July 1st, we're going to have fireworks.
Yes.
Oh, that's great.
And last year, we had record-breaking crowd.
Just don't aim the fireworks at the new building, okay? Other than that, we're,
No, we have the fire marshals engaged.
In Mid-South.
Have you guys started getting applicants to rent?
Yes.
What, do you have a number of, I'm just curious.
I believe there's about 7 that are very close right now.
Good.
I know the library was always concerned about the vibrating. I know that was about, I know right now you're just doing demolition, that was about pilings, and you're not going that method. But even with the demolition, like no
No issues.
No issues at all with the library surrounding historical society, everything's going good?
Yeah, we have vibration monitoring in all the surrounding buildings right now, and everything's been perfect so far.
Excellent. Thank you.
Well, it's good to see there aren't any big problems.
No, it's a different method of construction than
Yeah.
what was happening on Main Street, so,
It's more expensive,
more expensive, yes.
yeah, but better for everyone around in the environment. so.
Yes.
Perfect.
It also allowed us to control the height of the building.
Yeah. All right, guys.
Good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good day. Okay, I think that ended our discussions today. And thank you, everyone. This concludes our work session for today. In a moment, I'm going to ask you to, for first and a second, to enter into executive session to discuss matters surrounding contractual agreement between the town of Riverhead and the building department consultant, and the discussion in executive session is going to be led by Karen, Howard, Pudenti, and Murphy. So please, can I have a first and a second to go into executive session?
So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? So moved. Everyone be safe. Have a good weekend. I know it's Thursday, but the weekend's coming.
And
Thank
good
you.
weather.
Yes. yeah.
Happy